Hello everybody, my name is Benjamin Bloom. I have just witnessed Cambridge 0, Ipswich Town 0. Final pre-season friendly for Ipswich, but stay tuned because we always get a headline at the end of the game. Oh my goodness me, Flynn Downes absolutely floors one of his opponents with a very, very silly headbutt. Oh my goodness, he gets red carded. Ibarra from Cambridge gets red carded for something that happened in the big melee, and we have a very, very interesting story to end the game. Goodness me. Here is what happened leading up to that in a game that sees Paul Lambert pretty much try three different things in different portions of the game, and sees the return of Alan Judge after problems with his wrist, and big interest from QPR. Let's do the Cambridge lineup first, and when we can get to Ipswich. 4-4-2 basically. Mitov in goal, Noyle right back, Elliot Ward, remember him, Taylor, Jones the back four, Lambe, Wes Houlihan, leave us alone Wes, go away, it's been 10 years. Samir Carruthers, who I saw play for Sheffield United last year, he's on trial there in centre mid, Maris as well, Ibarra and Apika. So quite a creative central midfield there for Cambridge. Right, Ipswich line up, another different system. We saw a 4-2-3-1 at Colchester, and to be fair, pretty much the same thing at Notts County, but it's a diamond midfield together, which we saw Paul Lambert try a few times in the absence of width last season. So we get Thomas Holly in goal. Back four is Danassian right back, Wolfenden's the right centre back, Guthrie is the left centre back, Bailey Clements starts at left back, given Tristan Nydam that horrible injury on Tuesday. Don't know where Miles Kenlock is. Hopefully he's at Burton next week. Otherwise, we're going to have a very green left back. Skews is sitting in front of the back four, and then tucked in quite tight. To his right is Flynn Downes. More from him later. To his left is Andre Dazelle. And the idea in the 10 position, roaming around, Danny Rowe, Caden Jackson and James Norwood in a front two ahead of this. I'm going to nail my colours to the mast straight away. I don't get this system. I'm not sure it's going to work, but hey, we'll talk about that when we go through the first half and the switch up in the second half. 10 minutes in, Wes Houlihan out to Noyle, well forward from right back. Nice cross here. Wolfenden makes the header. He'd had a bit of a rough start from Ibarra and Obika trying to impress on the trial. I think a bit of an introduction already to bottom two tier centre forwards, big, powerful guys who are going to back in and bash you up. And if you don't concentrate and win the physical battle as well, they're going to take stuff off you. 16, lovely dribble by Rowe in a really tight space. Good feet here. Shots blocked out. Cambridge break really quickly. Abika, good power. Again, he sets Abira in inside right position into the box. The shot takes a nick off the covering defender, and Holly is down well to make the save. Second clean sheet for Holly in goal here. 21, lovely ball through by Carruthers, trying to impress on his trial. Noyle in behind, but wastes that. He's the right back, well forward again, giving Clements a few problems in the early going here. Couldn't find the final ball there. 26, brilliant football by Ipswich for once here. Dazelle is pulling the strings. Interchanges with Downes, then the strikers get involved. Norwood and Jackson. Dazelle is backing them up again, playmaking, switches it out left to Clements. It's an early cross. Danassian has got forward from right back. The cross goes in, Danassian can't quite get there. That's the football you want to see being played. Lots of short passing, lots of people coming short, switching positions, fullbacks forward, Dazelle pulling strings. Music to your ears, hopefully listening. Music to my eyes, if that's a thing. You like to see it. 29, Dazelle's playing nicely now. He's got the rhythm going. Ball moving well again. Out to Clements. Crosses again again in a good position. Jackson this time can't quite get on the end of it on 31. Dazelle again, he had an excellent little 10-minute period here. Inside left channel again, drives forward to 25. Lovely ball slid through for Jackson. Jackson is in behind. He's on the left foot opposite, transposed the position he had to score against Notts County, but he drags this one wide. We've had the debate a few times now about Jackson's finishing. How many chances does he need to get the goal? Great play by Dazelle. He's in, he's clear, he should score there, Caden Jackson, and add to the 3 goals he's already popped in this pre-season. Luke Chambers starts to warm up, and if I can impress on you a visualisation of the Cambridge Stadium, big area in front of the away supporters to warm up in. Chambers obviously runs straight into the area in front of the Ipswich fans. Out comes Alan Judge looking a little bit sheepish. He stays back 30 yards back. All a little bit awkward, to be honest, to begin with. Ipswich fans give Judge a chant. He gives a kind of tepid clap back, and we get the Alan Judge, we want you to stay, don't go to QPR. I'm saying that in politer language. Little bit of an awkward exchange in the first half, although Judge is going to do his talking on the pitch later on. Big one forward here by Wolfenden. Jackson shoots from 20 yards. That one is blocked out. 37, Downes, Clements, Norwood, touch and shot there, blocked in the box. Good football once again. 42, breaks for Jackson, edge of the box, little bit of space for him. Norwood pulls off, opens up the space for Jackson. He blazes that one over. Norwood doesn't look pleased. Not the best half for Caden Jackson. He was the one that got the positions here with his pace, not James Norwood, and didn't really make the most of the chances. Not really hitting the target with any of them, actually, has to be said. Downes powers forward. Excellent play by Downes from the right. Norwood onto Jackson into the box. This time Jackson does go for the pass. He drives it low across the box. Norwood is arriving here. Taylor is right with him, nice and tight. It kind of takes the fizz out of Norwood. Good defending by Taylor. Does enough to take the sting out of it. Runs through to Mitov. So half time, the first half kind of summed up by Caden Jackson with the best chance there. Not really having a good day finishing wise. Although I don't want to sound too negative, I don't like this diamond system. Doesn't seem very well balanced and relies so much on the fullbacks doing a hell of a lot of attacking work. A lot of players in it that are kind of gravitating towards the middle. I'm prepared to be proved wrong about this, but not so sure about that system going forward. I guess it's to get the 2 forwards in, but I don't know whether we've got the players, the wide players, to not play a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, as I think it gets proven in the second half. So not too sure about the system in the first half. Just from a Cambridge point of view, Carruthers looked pretty good, and he's going to come out at half time. I don't know whether that's Calderwood saying, look, you've done enough, I'm going to offer you a deal because you look plenty good enough at this level. Half time, Luke Garbett in for Danny Rowe. Here comes Alan Judge. I remember sitting at Milton Keynes last year. When's Waghorn coming on? When's Waghorn coming on? If he comes on, that means he's staying, doesn't it? Was what I was thinking last year. Waghorn didn't come in. Waghorn went to Derby. Judge comes on here. So they're not worried about him getting injured. Does this mean he's staying or not? Or am I reading too much into it? Seems a little bit mixed messages coming out of the club. Will Alan Judge still be at the club on August the 9th? We will find out. Now, I had a real close look at this system because I know we get a lot of debate. Is it 4-2-3-1? Is it 4-3-3? So, Holly's in goal. Danassian is right back. Wolfen and Guthrie Clements. Downes and Skews are sitting. And the way I saw it was Dazelle was off to the right in a 4-2-3-1. Garbett off to the left. Judge in the 10 position. Norwood up top on his own. Look, the way there's a couple of subtle differences. You just have to watch Andre Dazelle's position. Does he tuck in to make a midfield 3 and Judge kind of join and Garbutt joined Norwood. I didn't think he did. I read that as a 4-2-3-1. Now, the reason it's quite difficult to tell is because, and I have to give Alan Judge a lot of credit here, the second Alan Judge gets on that pitch, if you want a team that plays with rotation in those midfield players, Alan Judge literally dictates rotation because he moves around so much that he almost forces other players to get their thinking caps on. And if Judge comes out left, Garbutt needs to think, right, I need to move inside. And you'll see Judge move over to the right. Dazelle tuck in. I like that a lot, it has to be said. Some people last season thought that Alan Judge had too much licence, but I actually like his influence on the rotation of the other players. Look, if he stays and he plays, hey, this could all be a moot conversation. He may not be here. If he stays and he plays, he does dictate, but it looks immediately more fluid when Alan Judge is on the pitch, just in terms of trying to gain that rotation in the three off the front and even in the two in midfield. Judge comes back, Downes goes forward, etc, etc. I like that a lot. If Judge is there, you have to indulge him. He demands the ball wherever he goes, but I think that is a big net positive in terms of rotation and fluidity of position that Ipswich just did not have in the first half. And really, I haven't seen in the two friendlies so far. I've seen some good football, but systematic in formation, basically. So I like what Judge immediately brought to the team. And as we know about him, he demands the ball a hell of a lot and has a lot of touches and a lot of key passes. Will he stay and be a key player rather than just playing some key passes in a friendly? We will see. 50, cross whipped in from the left. Norwood up, he heads down here, really good save here by Burton down to his right, pushes it out and his defender helps him up. Guthrie and Holy smash into each other here. We're probably going to see either Guthrie or Wilson sign and possibly play against Burton, given Chambers is suspended and Ciala is not back. The only thing really that blotted his copybook today. Guthrie, Houlihan, God, gives me shivers. He receives it from the corner, cuts in from the left. He's not going to score against us again, is he? Or slide the ball in? No, his shot is blocked. And immediately falls to Maris, who's not far wide. Huge goal kick from Holly. I don't want to shit stir here, but Holly's kicking is a lot better than Bart's. Nearly sets Norwood away down the other end. 55, Judge breaks right. Lovely cross here. Nodded down by Norwood. Third man run by Garbutt. He's not quite read it quickly enough. Good quality from Judge and Norwood. His side netting can't quite squeeze it in. 5 subs from Cambridge. So you got for a short while an indication of that formation. The formation is going to stay the same, but Lambert's now going to follow suit to Calderwood and make 3 subs. So Hughes comes in for Dazelle, Chambers comes in for Wolfenden, and Dobra comes in for Danassian. Paul Lambert asked us, don't read too much into what I do, but you would think, are those 3 that went off all going to start against Burton? Danassian at right back, Wolfenden at centre back. Dazelle's played a lot of football. We'll talk about Dazelle at the end. I have to say, the diamond I don't like, but it does suit Dazelle. In that half position, he's not on the left, he's not in the centre. Creating from an inside left position. Don't shoot me for comparing him, but Jack Grealish I saw a lot in an inside right centre midfield, not a 10, really pulling strings for Villa last season. I know Andre Dazelle is not Jack Grealish. I'm just drawing the comparison. We saw Emi Buendia for Norwich basically play number 10 from the front right and Jack Grealish from back there. Can Dazelle do it inside left centre midfield position? What I'm saying is you don't have to play where Pirlo did or Zidane did, where traditionally you think playmakers are now to be the playmaker. That role has changed over the years. Put the playmaker where you want, just get him the damn ball. So Kolski's has gone right back again. Chambers is now playing next to Guthrie. Maybe he's trying that out. Maybe Guthrie may get some football, who knows, more than one game. Clements, Hughes and Downes are the midfield pivot. And I don't know whether Paul Lambert's agreeing with me. I'm not sure about it being Skews and Hughes if it's a 4-2-3-1. So today he did try Skews and Downes and he did try Hughes and Downes. The common denominator in all of this is Downes has been excellent all pre-season until we get to this incident at the end of the game. So Dobra is going to play off the right, Judge down the centre, Garbett in the 10 position, Garbett down the left, Norwood up front. My only disappointment with Lambert today is he didn't try the inverted wingers that he did. I would have liked to have seen Dobra and Garbett switch sides. We did get, I guess, to see Dazelle inverted, but be nice to see two inverted guys play nice and tight up against the forward and get those damn fullbacks forward. All these things Paul Lambert keeps trying to do really do require good fullbacks, and we're finishing the game with an ageing Cole Skews at right back and Bailey Clements at left back. Hey, maybe we see Donassian and Kenlock in the first game, who I think are much more capable of what Paul Lambert is asking them to do and could be so important. Big chance though, however, for Cambridge. Across from the right hand side, Ibarra is there at the back post. He rises for the header. He's got to get this across the goal. He heads it straight at Holly, who's got his angles all correct and saves at the near post here. Impressed with Holly so far. Corner cleared. Hughes back to Judge, swings it to the back post. Up goes Norwood. The ball ends up in the back of the net. Big shout. Looks like a handball by Norwood on the back stick here. Chambers, diagonal switch. We saw this work for Kenlock against Colchester. Clements into Garbutt, inside left position, low shot, diagonal, easy gathered by Burton in goal. 69, Downes, who had such a good game. He's pressing again. He bursts through into the 10 position. He's literally won the ball and created the chance himself. He tries to lift it over Burton, who makes the save. Cambridge goalie had a really good half when he was on. Well played, Burton. 71, another load of Cambridge subs here. Knowles is on. He immediately tries a long ranger, but ladies and gentlemen, today Knowles was not to be Destiny's Child. 78, Judge, corner, overhit. Hughes picks it up in the left wing position. He comes in on his right foot. I guess they've been told to show him his right foot. He hits a low skidding shot. Burton makes a good save there. 80, another sub for Cambridge. They're going to go 3 at the back for the last 10 minutes of this one. Garbett swings in the free kick. Judge actually lets him have one. Dobra low shot blocked. Hughes can't muscle his way in. And then we get to 85 minutes and the headline act. Oh dear, Flynn Downes. And for the whole of pre-season, I've been saying, of all our young guys, Flynn Downes, I'm not saying he's the best of them, but he's the one likely, in my opinion, to make the biggest impact in this league. He just looks ready. He looks like he's got a nasty streak. He looks like he's got the quality. I think he's pushed ahead in those central midfield positions. And I want it to be a 4-2-3-1. And I want it to be Downes and another. Skews, Hughes, whatever you're going to do. I think Flynn Downes is ready. And he's ready with his feet. And he's ready with his body. Is he ready up here? Because this is so stupid. It's a friendly. We're at Cambridge. It's the 85th minute. Downes gives it out, so he's got to learn to take it as well. It's a bad tackle on him. Yes, it's a late one. The thing that really troubles me is Downes takes the hit and he jumps up and he gives a big shove. And you think, okay, that's enough. Handbags, in comes everyone else, it gets split up. But he totally loses his rag and in he goes and he lays a big headbutt. And you're like, what the hell am I seeing? Get a grip, man. Come on. Such a good performance, such a good player. I'm not exaggerating this for effect because he got sent off and saying, because it gives me a nice narrative. But he was probably the best player on the pitch. He was excellent, and he's been excellent all pre-season, Downes, and this is just so silly. So nailed on red card here, so silly. Big melee of players. Ibarra actually gets sent off for Cambridge before Downes does. I don't know what went on there. Paul Lambert actually comes on to the pitch. If you've seen on the Blue Monday Twitter page, I posted some footage of this, and walks off with Downes. That's a shame because when you look at nailed on starters, and I'm not a FA laws expert. I don't know whether this gets reported by the ref and whether he serves a suspension, but Flynn Downes was one of my nailed on starters, and that's just disappointing. He's got to eradicate that from his game, and let's hope that this is the lesson now. This is the last time Downes is going to do this, and he's like, oh crap, I've messed up, and I did it in a friendly, I didn't do it in the league. And let's hope he gets away with a suspension. But I don't know. Smarten me up in the comments what's going to happen with that. That kind of kills the end of the game. There's a big counter. Norwood wins a corner and Cambridge counter. They didn't have enough quality to get the final ball there. But the 2 red cards really kind of sour the end of the game. And I think the ref actually blows up early on about 89. He's had enough of this at this point. So that concludes Ipswich's pre-season, and we've seen a 4-4-2. We've seen a couple of 4-2-3-1s with orthodox wingers, wide players, wide forwards, and inverted wide forwards. We've seen a diamond today, and then 2 different 4-2-3-1s to end. We've seen 2 goalkeepers. We've seen various back fours. We've seen several central midfield configurations. We've seen a lot of youngsters. We've seen Dobra. We've seen El Mazzuni. We've seen Bailey Clements. We've seen Flynn Downes get red carded, and we've seen Paul Tristan Nydam take an injury. We've seen James Norwood score a hat-trick. We're at the end of it, and really, I still don't know what Paul Lambert's going to do. We'll cover this more heavily in the Blue Monday podcast, but at the moment, the way I'm looking at this, I want to see a 4-2-3-1. I'd like to see the wingers inverted. I like Thomas Hulley, but I don't know if you can pay Bart what he's getting paid and stick him on the bench in League One. So there's 2 good goalies there, put it that way. It looks like Guthrie's ahead of Wilson in the battle of the trialists. It looks like it's going to be Wolfenden and Guthrie at Burton. It looks like it's going to be Danassian at right back, although we've seen Carl Skews now tried there twice. Hopefully that's just a pre-season warm-uppy thing. Hopefully Miles Kenlock's going to be back, because it's basically him and Bailey Clements now in the left-back spots. If it's 4-2-3-1, I'd like to see Flynn Downes, but he's done a very silly thing today. And then there's Carl Skews, and then there's Emir Hughes. There looks like there's 3 from 2 for those positions. Do you go with the youngster and a wise head? Do you go with the 2 senior players? I don't know whether they work together quite as well. I like Downes. I really like Downes, but he's got to stop doing silly things like that. Dazelle has played a lot of football. Does Judge stay? Garbett has played a lot of football. Does he start left or does he start right, inverted? Norwood is the main guy, but Jackson has scored 3 goals. Can you fit him in if you don't play 2 up front? And the systems with 2 up front have been 4-4-2. Do we have the wide players? And the diamond today, I don't like the diamond. I could be wrong about that, but I am not so sure about that. Basically, from the last 2 minutes of me chatting, I hope Paul Lambert has got, well, obviously he knows more about football than me, and he's the manager of the team. So he's obviously got a better read on this than I have. But I hope he's sure of himself in what he's going to do. And I hope if say we do lose to Burton, I hope he doesn't now try a load of formations through August, because they need to throw something at the wall, find the thing that sticks and stick to it, and not be throwing stuff at the wall all pre-season. So pre-season's over. Selection's up in the air. System's up in the air. Judge returned today. Will Judge be there against Burton? Basically, I have more questions than answered. So please come and hit me up in those comments. Give me your opinions. I'm sure we're going to have 20 different opinions. People who like 4-4-2. Do we have the wide players for that? People who like 4-2-3-1. That doesn't mean you get your 2 up front. Although, I hate seeing it. 2 up front does not mean you're more attacking than 1 up front. You can get more players forward in a 1 up front system if you get the support and the plan to play right than in a 2 up front system. But there will be people with this kind of old fashioned view. No, 2 up front is better. 2 strikers is better than 1. I'm not so sure if it means that diamond behind, because the pattern of play didn't look as good. And what the hell happens at the back until Chambers is going to play game number 2, and how long Nsiala's going to be out, I don't know, but lots and lots and lots of questions. Flynn Downes as well, the headline today, and his silly Billy behaviour. Get your comments in on that. Your comments in on systems, personnel, and I'll see you all at Burton for the start of the League One slog. Thank you for watching. Hit me up on Twitter at Benjamin Bloom. My God, 24 minutes. I need to wrap this up, but I need to talk about Patreon. I'm now on Patreon. Type Benjamin Bloom into Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom, where you can help out with my increasing fuel bills and ticket bills. Look, I'm not begging. Patreon is not begging. I would love to do this full time and just come off the YouTube revenue and give you all this content for free forever. I'd love to. That would be my dream. But in the meantime, the Patreon is just a bridging thing to hopefully reach that, build the subscriber numbers and the view numbers to be able to do that. So if you ever watch my content and you think you can dip your hand in your pocket for just even 1 month to support me on Patreon, that will be wonderful. I will put you at the head of all the queues on the Q&As. I will take your opinions on what sort of extra content you want, and your name will appear at the end of most of the videos that I am able to put up, and I will be eternally grateful if you can help be the bridge to me achieving my dream and waffling about football for money. Anyway, you'll probably get fed up with these plugs by the end of the season. Thank you for watching. Over and out. Goodbye. Oosh, says Flynn.